answer. And now an onside kick, but a steal of possession, and it works! Georgia recovers the onside kick. Trickery from Smart. Stealing of possession.
I know that is triggering for all Longhorn fans to repeat what happened Saturday night in Athens, Georgia. Something like that, the onside kick. Steve Sarkisian said the team worked on that leading up to it. There were so many mistakes and in that game, but for 2.5 quarters, that Texas defense kept the Longhorns in that game. But just like most of the season, the Texas defense has been on the field a lot. There have been some bright spots on the offense. I stand tall, and I know I'll get criticized for this, that Arch Manning has come a long ways. He has developed throughout this season. But the theme of this season so far has been the drops by the receivers. Offensive line has finally developed. They found the right combination 9 games in. And, things like that. The drops, the penalties. 9 penalties against Georgia. In fact, plain and simple, Texas got beat 35-10. College football playoff hopes are minimal now. Texas has to win out. Beat Arkansas this week and then beat Texas A&M the night after Thanksgiving. And I cannot wait to hear what Stevie Lee has to say in the Playmaker 83. Mike Adams, the former Texas receiving great, in his segment. We're going to dive deep into this. But before we do all that, definitely want to encourage you to follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, IG, X, YouTube, and TikTok. And the best thing about YouTube, you can subscribe to it for free. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's dig into it. Episode 494. We're going to try to figure out the problems and address what many of you who are Longhorn fans, what you're thinking. And Aggie fans, you're riding high. Best start since 1992. Let's ride.
Being a more physical team, and you have to recruit physical players, and they have to buy into that process. I don't know that a lot of these kids nowadays, they want to check. They don't want physicality. And if you have the check and no physicality, you end up with nothing. So we're not just getting checks at our place. We're hitting people.
Stevie Lee, man, good to see you again. Have you recovered from Saturday? And Georgia's still Georgia. Kirby Smart's not lying. And tell me how close you think Texas is to becoming what Georgia is now.
I guess I'm a little bit more optimistic than everyone else around town. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good, man. It's good to see your face. It was kind of quiet this weekend.
Yeah, but no, I'm happy. Kirby Smart has a machine going over there in Athens, man. Yeah, so, they're just good right now, period. We are not as good as we thought we were going to be. In fact, I think we should call this a rebuilding year. Normally, what you would call this type of year, coming off of, going to the college football playoffs, getting a new quarterback, getting basically a whole new offensive line, you would have called this a rebuilding year in the beginning of the year anyway. And now it's starting to feel like it was a rebuilding year. The polls just got it really wrong by putting us first in the country. But yeah, Kirby has a machine over there right now. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. They got the crown right now.
Man, I love your philosophy.
Yeah.
Stevie Lee, the philosopher. Yeah, I love it, man. There's so many negative things brewing. And, do you remember so we'll go back to our kickoff show at the Boulevard Bar and Grill. Remember that. And I do remember you and I talking, and I said, you know what, I'm optimistic. I think Sark has this program to, with all these multiple levels or layers of recruiting, that maybe it's time they can just plug and play. Maybe they've reached that where they can plug and play. But I did say, even though I was being optimistic about this Texas Longhorn team, I did say I don't care if you have backups on the offensive line. If you lose 4 of them, 4 starters, and trying to create starters out of them, that's the hardest position to create starters and cohesiveness, find the right combination. Then you lose your NFL caliber receivers. And people again will kill me for saying this, killing me by criticizing me. Just because a quarterback is on campus for 3 years, I'm not being apologetic. I'm not being an arch apologist. It's a fact. If you're not playing meaningful snaps and starting, and you have a offensive line that's new, that's not good for any QB.
None. That's what I'm saying.
And an NFL caliber tight end, 24, I believe, Longhorns have been drafted in 2 years.
Yeah, so we had to rebuild our program after that. So it's just showing true right now that we are rebuilding and reloading. I think that a good offseason is going to do us very, very well. Good spring ball, good spring game, and good camp going into next year is going to do us well.
Well, the season's not over. Still 2 games.
Oh, it's not over. You're right. It's not over, but the goals that was in front of them are likely over. Like we wanted to win the SEC. Well, that's probably not going to happen at this point, right?
More than likely.
Right, and then get into the college football playoffs. More than likely won't happen. There's got to be some miracles that happen down the road that's out of our hands.
But you know what?
Yeah.
In those situations in which you feel flat or you need a little pick-me-up or just some permanent smiles, man, you know what? I think people should go visit our guy on Far West Boulevard. Yeah, Dave Ramirez, the owner-operator of Northwest Hills Liquor on Far West Boulevard. Man, he's fun. He loves college football. He loves Stevie Lee, loves Mike Adams. The thing is, he has good knowledge on all wines, bourbons, spirits, you name it. Has a really good selection, and he's not a big guy like those other ones, but they do deliver, and they do cater events. Northwest Hills Liquor, where you're not
not a customer?
Yeah, not a customer. You're a guest.
You're a guest.
I've got all these slogans for all of our beautiful partners. I almost said where a handshake still means something. Hey, a handshake does mean something to Dave Ramirez, too. Oh, my God. Man, it's time. Let's bring in our guy, Mike Adams, man. Maybe we'll get him to run a route for us like he used to. Mike Adams, how you doing, brother?
What's going on, fellas? Y'all good?
Man, we good. We got a little long-winded because there's just so much to talk about. I guess initially, you want me to come in hard, or just ease into it?
Well, since I didn't get a chance to join you guys last week in action, I mean, I guess you might as well just come in hard.
Come in hard, man. That's tell you what, today Desmond Howard drops something on Instagram about, he said, I don't know anything, but don't be surprised of a mutual parting of ways between I almost said Mac Brown, Steve Sarkisian, and the University of Texas, man. What? And I'll add to that, on that Instagram post, Chris Del Conte, he responded to it. And he said, glad for the insight. What's your take on this, Mike?
Man, I'm not going to speculate any more than, I guess, what Desmond Howard is doing. Maybe he knows something, maybe he doesn't, but, I think, man, however that plays out, it plays out. But I guess I would say about it is, Sark's a great coach. He's going to be in demand. I mean, that's no secret that, college coaches, the top college coaches across the land are, getting interest from other colleges, from the NFL, what have you. So, when that bridge gets ready to get crossed, I'm sure we'll all hear about it then. But until then, I'm going to be a responsible individual and just not really going to touch that because I don't know.
Stevie, real quick, I wanted to save it from when Mike entered the room, but you saw it. You saw Chris Del Conte in the comments, which I thought was classic. And he used emojis. This one. Thanks for the insight. You think there's any fire to all this? Because this is twice now in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah. I don't think what, man. So I don't know. I don't know, but Desmond wouldn't. I don't think that Desmond would have said anything if there was something out there. You know what I mean?
I can agree with that. I mean,
because nobody asked him, right? But he all of a sudden just said something. So
just out of the blue.
Out of the blue, exactly. So I don't know, man. But with all the coaching vacancies out there in college football right now, I thought that there would be some guys on our staff that would have gotten looks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Coach Sarkisian, no, I didn't think that would happen. But we all know that he would like to go to the NFL, and there's going to be some NFL vacancies out there too.
I don't want to put this to rest. I don't think there's any strength or truth to any of this. I do think his name is being circulated, and they have sources saying it. And I'm not going to be one of those. Well, there's smoke, there's fire. We'll know soon enough. Wide receiver drops. It has been something that's been a theme for this year, and Arch actually fielded a question about it today.
Just move on. I mean, there's been countless times where I have not thrown them a good ball, and they've bailed me out. And so you just got to move on, learn from it, and keep going. They're not trying to drop the ball. I'm not trying to throw a bad ball. We're all human, make mistakes.
So I'm going to ask the guy that played on the defensive line for Stevie. Mike alluded to it. You've got a lot of young receivers, but that response from Arch, I mean, what else is he going to say? You can't criticize him. He's made progress. If anything, in that Georgia game offensively, I thought Arch continued this trajectory on improvement.
Yeah, I didn't too much like the response. I think a no response is a better response. It's we getting better every day of catching the ball. That's all, and just move on from it. I guess his response felt like he was agreeing with the reporter for asking the question. So, but again, he's young. He'll get better at media day.
Hey. But before you move on, though, I love his response. I love his response because, we've all heard the mantra of, hey, you drop the pass, you do a bad pass. I mean, you got to have a DB mindset. Hey, you got burned, you got to be ready. Next play mentality. And as a receiver, man, if you start thinking about the one ball you drop, you're probably going to drop the next 3. You got to get over it, man. You got to get over it. I mean, and that's something that could linger into the next game, and you don't want it to. Like Art said, I've thrown bad passes, balls that they caught and made me look good, and vice versa. So man, I mean, I agree with him in that sentiment. Maybe people didn't really like his demeanor as he was answering that question because it was just kind of laid back, nonchalant, like, yeah, let's just move on. We all make mistakes, but I think he's absolutely right. Man, you drop the ball. Wingo didn't try to drop the pass. I've dropped balls before. I didn't try to drop it, but I can honestly say I think I dropped like maybe 8-9 balls in my 177 catches that I've caught. So that's like a 92% catch ratio. So I do take pride in catching the ball. And yeah, it's definitely important, man. And, what we can't see is us coming back this next 2 or 3 games and we're dropping the same types of passes. That tells me.
I like MA knowing his catch percentages, man. I love that.
He's permanently, it's permanently stored on that right lobe of his brain.
No question. That's good, man.
There were a couple I should have caught, and it bugs me to this day.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
I mean, nobody that upsets no one more than the person that dropped the pass.
Yeah,
or made that pick.
You remember the ones you didn't make over the ones you did.
Oh, for sure. They eat it.
So I think what fans, and you know this, Mike, and we've seen it, and it's not to run a young guy down, but it's those moderate, intermediate crossing routes that drag routes that I think Wingo has dropped quite a bit this season. And right. It's, they're drive killers, and that's what people are criticizing them about.
Yeah. And man, it's just, and it's a concentration thing. I can see because you've seen him make great stabs. I mean, the catch in the end zone, man, used his hand, had his body in position. I mean, pretty good catch. Defender on his back. I mean, you've seen him catch some deep balls. I mean, while he's dropped a couple, but the easy routes like that shallow cross in the first quarter, man, that would have put us in position to get a first down and tie the ball game up. But that's a situation where, he's trying to catch the ball and run with it before he catches it. I mean, those are correctable actions. Now, to me, what needs to happen is we don't need to see him have the same type of drop this next game or the following games, because then that tells me that either something's not being taught correctly, we're not going back and watching and trying to figure out how to better our mistakes, or his concentration level really is a problem, which I think that leads back to coaching too. Yeah. So hopefully we should see some improvement, this next ball game.
You would think. This is the one topic that bugs me. I literally, this is funny. Now envision this, me putting together, doing the math, and I had to just double check, confirm, dating back to last year's game in Austin against Georgia, the SEC championship, and this past Saturday's game against Georgia. Texas total in those 3 games, 83 yards rushing. 83 yards total. And Sark brought it up. He was asked about it.
I thought we actually ran it pretty good. We just didn't get enough opportunities.
So how do you – I'm trying to figure that out. You don't get opportunities. What does that mean, Stevie?
I don't know why you came to me, because I don't know. Maybe the playmaker, he played offense. Maybe he knows. Are we doing what the defense gives us, or are we trying to do what we want to do?
See, I think if I can interpret that, what Sark is saying, that we didn't have enough opportunities, I think that points to the flow of the game. And I think, if the game is flowing a certain way, if we're in rhythm and we're able to establish a run, play in front of the sticks and not getting, passing downs. I mean, there were a lot of times we were playing behind the sticks and we really didn't get a chance to really establish the run. Now, some of that could be, maybe we switch up our scheme, our attack, maybe run on first down or maybe, run on, second and long. I mean, just something to throw the defense off, to mix it up a little bit. But offense, man, is tricky. And you got to get in the flow of the game to be a play caller. I mean, Sark, we've all talked about it. He gets in the flow. He has his 15, 20 play script to start the game, and a lot of those are pass plays, but I know we like to run the ball, and sometimes you just got to make your mind up. You're going to force your will on a defense. We know Georgia's the type of defense to where, man, they're going to play the run, and it looked like to me they probably wanted Arch to throw as much as he did. With our inexperienced offensive line, I don't know, maybe we felt like we couldn't really establish the run, but it's the type of runs that we try to do also. I mean, because they're an aggressive defense. I mean, they float to the ball real fast. I mean, you got to work in some reverses. I mean, you got to run some stretch plays, even though that goes against conventional wisdom, because those guys are fast. They play sideline to sideline. But that helps sets up their aggressiveness, with other types of runs and pass plays. So sometimes you got to crawl before you can walk, and you can't get away from running up the middle. I mean, this was a Florida D-line, a Georgia D-line that, people said wasn't one of their best D-lines compared to the years of the past. Not saying that they're not good, but it's certainly not Jordan Davis and those guys. So you got to work the run game, even if you're getting 2 yards in a cloud of dust. So it's just a matter of finding a rhythm. Well, I think that's what he's trying to say.
Here's the hardest part. They started that game, and then all the people who say, Wisner is not a number one back. I mean, the guy had 1,000 yards rushing last year. He's tough. He's tough to bring down. They had 33 yards rushing early on. Yeah. They were -10 the rest of the game.
Yeah. That first drive, we hit them for what, 16 yards, and then 5, and then something like that. We was hitting them in the mouth for pretty good, and then Sarkisian abandoned the run. He just abandoned it. It wasn't opportunities that they were giving us or didn't get the opportunities. It was just that he went away from the run.
And the game was tight. The game was tight till the fourth quarter. Now, I will say, looking at our personnel and the types of backs that we have, I mean, maybe people are questioning that in terms of production. And I mean, because I think we have some good solid backs, but I don't think we have a guy that, if I'm doing the scouting report for the week for the opposite team, I don't know if anybody fears me. I don't know if anybody, in our backfield, I'm afraid they could take the ball, 80 yards on an outside pitch or an inside blast play, take it to the distance. Like, say, I don't know, Louisville has a guy, Isaac Brown. That guy's pretty good. That guy's a home run hitter. I don't know if we have a home run hitter at the running back position. Somebody that, we've all seen those types of guys before. I mean, we had him here on our yard before. I mean, Ricky was Ricky, but Ricky could take it to the house if there's a crease. I mean, Jamal Charles, those type of explosive type. We don't have that. And I think it's easy for defenses to, while they respect our run game, they don't fear our run game, especially with an inexperienced offensive line.
Right. Yeah. Well, it doesn't help when you're committing penalties after penalties. I've got a stat for y'all. There are 136 college football programs at the FBS level. You guys want to take a guess where Texas is as far as penalties for this year? Ranked amongst 136 programs.
Man.
136?
They're ranked. They are the second most penalized team in FBS.
So 135.
Wow. Yep, 135.
Never would have thought that. I would have probably said top 20, top 25.
It's insane,
Number 2.
man. Yeah, that, at least to my source, not a human, but the digital resources out there.
Okay, so what do you think that's attributed to? I mean, because they normally equate a team being the most penalized with a team that's undisciplined.
Coaching.
I mean, do we have an undisciplined football team?
Yes.
Obviously.
In certain areas, yes.
Because most of the time, those are false starts. And that's discipline on the offensive line.
The procedural penalties.
Yeah. And so there is a discipline problem. And I feel like it wasn't addressed in the beginning of the season, so they never addressed it. We've had penalty problems every single game. And
every game.
Yeah. So it's not being addressed, or it's not a priority to them to try to fix it.
So is that a discipline problem? Because that sounds like, is that a coaching problem?
Or are they uncoachable?
I think discipline is coming from coaching.
Right.
Yeah.
Because coaches can correct that. Obviously the players, that's something that, repetition and practice and, being on count, knowing formations, not being illegal and different things like that, not having those pre-snap penalties, which can be avoided. But if that's not being worked on and being corrected, I mean, do you blame the player at that point? What did Mike Lee say?
Yeah.
You either coaching it or allowing it.
Yeah. But even on we're talking about the offense, but look at Colin Simmons. Now everyone's human. We all make mistakes, but when Colin Simmons jumped offside, that gave Georgia more opportunity.
Yeah,
because that's I don't know what it is. I just feel like that's the theme of this team. Poor red zone offense execution, penalties, and wide receiver drops. And now we're starting to have defensive breakdowns, secondary concerns, and special teams. Stevie, which of those three worries you the most? Because I feel like you guys tell me collectively the defense has been on the field a lot longer than the offense. Is that a problem in you guys, in your opinion? Because the secondaries, they're getting the backside, man, they're giving up a lot of yards in the last 4 or 5 weeks.
So I would never say this out loud, but I'm about to say it out loud. I was wondering if the game has already passed Coach Aquina. Our DBs did not look up for the task. But yes, they're still on the field too long.
Yeah.
My biggest worry, I'm not too worried about the special teams that they'll get that right, but the offense is my biggest worry. And then the breakdowns on the back end of the defense, the secondary.
Right.
Those are my worries.
I think usually when you see those things, especially on the back end, and Coach Aquina, man, he's one of the greatest DB coaches
Absolutely.
the game is known.
No question.
So the experience is there. I mean, he's put some guys in the league and all that type of stuff. To me, I think it all goes back to youth. I mean, we just got a bunch of young players across the board on both sides of the ball. They're learning how to play in-game situations, for the first time. These are things that I think are typical with a young football team. No, yeah. I think they earned the right to be number one. They can't help they were chosen to be number one during the season. Yeah. Ours can't help the hype that he got. You got to give and take those things as they come. I mean, and it can't. I knew Arch was going to struggle. I mean, I'm not a clairvoyant type of individual.
Correct.
Arch not having played, even when sitting on the bench for a couple of years and been in the system, man, there's nothing like game reps. I don't care what the position is, and you're going to have to go out there. The game reps are a lot faster than good on good in practice. I'm sorry. I don't care who's on the other side of the ball. That's somewhat scripted in practice. You're not taking guys to the ground. You're not having to deal with adverse things like you are when you're playing another team with another jersey on.
It's totally
different. You're flying at you fast. Defenses are different. I mean, those in-game reps are very, very important. So I just think we're just a young team, and we're still 7-3, chance to win out, possibly even go to playoffs. So man, I mean, I think we just got to take it all with a grain of salt. But expectations were high. That's what happens when you go to Texas, especially here the last 15, 20 years. People expect championships, and this is just what comes with it. We gotta be okay when it doesn't happen.
If they get to 9 wins, I feel like that's a great year for this team. And I think the fan base really needs to embrace how this roster was composed. Seriously, the makeup of it. And because when you look at the DBs, teams are avoiding throwing on Manny Muhammad.
Right.
But they're picking on the other side big time. They did this last game. Because Texas hasn't settled on someone at corner. Littleton's, I think, is going to be a great safety. But to your point, he's making youthful errors.
Easy to do with safety, too. I mean, safety, you got to be cerebral, heady guy back there at safety. I mean, Taft been there 3-4 years, very experienced. I mean, you know, the leader of that secondary. I mean, he's a guy. You know, is he one of the best cover guys? No. I mean, one of the younger guys may actually be a better cover guy, but in terms of knowing the defense, seeing the field, knowing schemes and things like that, he's light years ahead of our freshman guys or young sophomore guys, redshirt freshmen who haven't played. I mean, it goes back again to those reps, even at corner. I mean, corners, man, you'll come back a lot better the following year once you had a year of getting burned.
I'll tell you
that's
this.
just the way it goes.
I remember I was in high school in 1988. It was Eric Metcalf's last year, and they had all freshman DBs. Mark Berry.
Yeah.
I think Lance Gunn was one of them. Stanley Richard. Man, those guys took it on the chin all season long. 89, 90, they got better and better and better. Man, there's been other classes like that. Chris Carter was during your time, that group.
Yeah.
And Trey Carter. Those
dudes like Westbrook, Trey Thomas, Carter, you know, Tony Holmes, and all those guys came in when I was here, my third year. And these guys are, you know, came in a year after me going into my sophomore year. And I had a year under my belt. These guys are like, man, we used to be scared of going against you in practice. And I'm killing those dudes. I mean, they were just young DBs. And you know, you take somebody with a high skill level, man, that's gonna be easy money. But as those dudes grew through the years and we all became seniors, and I'm like, man, these dudes done really improved a lot. I mean, everybody's gotten bigger, everybody's gotten faster, and everybody understands how to play the position. I mean, that comes with time, man. We just got to be. I know it's hard. You know, it's tough seeing us get dominated the way we got dominated, but that very well could be Texas next year. Texas could be doing the dominating.
Kirby Smart is to Sark what Bob Stoops was to Mac Brown for a little while.
Ooh, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Stevie was a part of that. but remember, Bob won a national title in year 3 or 2, and they had that momentum. Texas was trying to get there. It took them 5 years to get to that point. Kirby's won multiple. It's not just so quick because you're Texas. It's just not going to happen that quickly. It's just not.
And he's been in the championship game, man, since what, 2017, 2018?
Oh, my God.
Georgia got there before Sark even got to Texas. So Sark is playing catch-up if we're trying to compare him to Kirby.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even a fair comparison, to be honest, because Kirby's already been there a couple, 2-3 times, and Sark has done great work within the short time he's been there and had us close to the game. I mean, we've been right there, but, you know, and it's going to take – it's hard to take down the king. I guess right now it's hard not to argue that Kirby Smart is probably the best coach in college football. They haven't won a title in the last couple of years or whatever, but, man, Georgia's right there. They're the most consistent team, and it's the one that you don't want to play, that you fear, you know. It's a tough ask for anybody.
Well, I want to pause for the viewer here. Send us a DM, comment here on Facebook, comment on Instagram, comment on TikTok, whatever platform you're following us, or hopefully if you're watching, it's on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Tell me why you justify firing Sark. I've seen that a lot here in the last 2 days. Why? Why would you want to do that? Hey, no judgment. It's your opinion on it. We just want to know why, because I've seen it. And just where you feel, where your headspace is right now. Because you, the fan, hey, I get it. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. All right. So Texas is 4-2 in the SEC, and they're essentially tied with Oklahoma and Vandy. And then there's 1, 2, 3 teams with one loss. Georgia's done with the regular season in the SEC. They're done. because they got a non-conference against Charlotte and another non-conference in Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech could beat Georgia, and Ole Miss could get beat in that rivalry game in the Egg Bowl, and Bama's got the Iron Bowl. I mean, so anything can happen, and OU's got Missouri and then LSU at home. A lot of football still left, and if Texas finds a way to start out by beating Arkansas, and to the folks that don't understand, that's a big-time rivalry. And I want to point this out. I know they're 2-8. They have a former head coach as their interim. 6 of those 8 losses were by a combined 17 points. Bobby Petrino is who I'm talking about. He was asked about how they're holding together, because I think you'll agree, as we both return, Stevie, you even said it, they should have beaten LSU.
But those guys in that locker room have been putting a tremendous amount of effort in it, and they have a lot of pride. And I don't think there's anyone in that locker room that has given up and not prepared and not came out and competed extremely hard. So we're just going to stay after it.
And they're going to come after Texas. And
Yep.
Stevie, I think they got hosed on that game against LSU.
I didn't watch the game, but LSU. Well, I guess they're both playing with interim coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, the interim coaches bowl. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I do know that they're going to be fired up. We are their biggest rival, one of their biggest rivals, and it'll save their season if they came into Texas to beat Texas. But I don't see it. If I'm being honest, I don't see it, because they have a really good run offense, and we just have a really good run defense. And I think that our offense gets on track and start picking the Arkansas defense apart too. So
Taylor Green, quarterback, very athletic.
Yeah.
He's going to hurt you with his legs. And then Mike Washington Jr., I think he has over 900 yards rushing. So, Stevie, you said it the best. M.A., are you worried? I'm going to be honest with you. If Texas doesn't come out and beat them by double digits, I think they're
Arkansas. I mean, I saw a little bit of the LSU game, and it was a tight game. It was a game they could have won. Like you mentioned, they've lost, 6 games by a total of 17 points. I mean, I saw some of their game against Auburn. That's another game they could have won.
Mm-hmm.
No, they've played very competitively in the SEC conference, losing some very close games.
Yeah,
against some tough competition. So it's not going to be a cakewalk for us this weekend. I mean, it's a game that, if we're still thinking about the Georgia loss, it could be a tight ball game throughout its entirety. So we better be ready to play. Arkansas is basically playing for pride at this point.
Right.
And, man, Petrino, who's been at, a few other stops and has had success as a head coach, is probably going to pull out all the stops this weekend.
Oh, he is.
If he were to beat us this weekend, they might give him the job. And he's lost a few games, but to win a game like this on the road, a big-time situation, big-time moment, I mean, it wouldn't shock me one bit if they gave him the job. I mean, we don't need to allow that to happen. We need to come out and jump on these guys real quick. And Green he's a beast to me. I like him. I like what he brings to the table. Very athletic. He kind of reminds me of VY, to be honest, with his height and the way he moves. I mean, he's a playmaker quarterback, dude. Has a strong arm, so we can't take Arkansas for granted.
Right.
And it was a good game last year. It really was.
The last 2 years been kind of tight. So we can't take him for granted.
I'm gonna tell you what. I went up there in 2021, Sark's first year. I never want to go back as a visitor.
Yeah, I guess that's the kind of stuff. Yeah, man, they put it on us.
A&M 10-0. Stevie, you talked about it before we brought Mike in. I got to fill you in what he said, Mike. He said that even when A&M was down 30-3, Stevie said that he without question he knew A&M was coming back. Is that how you felt?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was over. I thought South Carolina. I did, because that A&M I saw the first half. That's the A&M I saw last year on Thanksgiving weekend against Texas. I'm serious, and to me, that's my perception of A&M until they beat us. And I know they won all their games this year, and I know they beat Notre Dame and got a couple of decent victories. I want to see them in about next weekend. That's what I want to see. Then we're going to sit there and honestly be able to say that's a different A&M team, because I'm not convinced that they're going to beat us here next weekend. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that Colin Simmons is going to be blocked and not get to the backfield like South Carolina's defense did. Man, they was living in the backfield, and if those guys catch, they picked them off 2 or 3 times. If they catch another 1 or 2 of those potential picks, man, he's thrown 5 interceptions. One of those would have went to the house. The kid just dropped. They dropped 5 interceptions. Like, I'm not convinced. I'm not. So, and it's a great team. Don't get me wrong. I think they're very good. I think they deserve the ranking. I think everything that they're getting right now, and coach getting a new contract,
they deserve it,
and all that. I mean, they deserve it. But I'm still not sold that this team is, unbeatable, or they're getting ready to roll over here and beat up on the Longhorns next weekend. I need to see it.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun, and I hope that's gonna be a great environment here in Austin. So, Mike Elko, he was asked what happened at halftime. What did he say? What did they do? And essentially, he said it's not anything they did; it's the realization of who they are.
We have an identity of who we are. If we play to our identity, we're a good football team. If we start thinking that's not who we are, if we start thinking we're something else, if we start trying to play a different way, that's not us. That's not who we are. And we're a blue-collar team. We're a physical team. We're a team that has to control the line of scrimmage. We're a team that has to play with a lot of energy, and we just weren't doing any of those things in the first half. And I think the vibes were good. Giving all things considered, the vibes were good. The kids believed we were going to come out and win that game in the second half.
So there you go, A&M. Yep.
They are what the first half said they are, because they didn't play like none of that, in the first half. South Carolina came out there, they dominated them. I mean, you had guys looking over their shoulder, you had guys missing extra points. They were panicking on the sideline. I mean, A&M didn't do a good job of running football. I mean, South Carolina was stuffing them. I think our defense is better than South Carolina. I think a 3-6 or whatever they are, 2-7 South Carolina football team lost the game more than A&M won the game. I mean, what was the final score? But 31-30. They barely won the game.
But in the same breath, though, the A&M is who we saw who they were in the first half. So who was that in the second half?
I think that's more of a reflection of a 2-6 or 2-7, 3-6 South Carolina team than it is of a 10-0 A&M team. That's my personal opinion.
Respectfully disagree.
Woo, I like this.
Respectfully. They showed us who they could be that in that second half, and I knew that they were coming back. It felt fluke-ish to me, and I text some of my people in a group text. I said A&M was definitely getting ready for Texas and tried to overlook South Carolina.
I don't know, man.
2 years in a row. They would love to come in the DKR and beat us.
I agree with that sentiment. I don't think they were overlooking South Carolina.
I believe they were. I believe that coach was tied up in his contract negotiations and just wasn't focused. And they went in the locker room and said, y'all do know we're playing a football game right now, right? And they woke up and they came out and played to their standard. This is a really good football team.
I believe they are good. I believe they're good, and I think we're going to show people. And here's why people are still saying that we still have a chance to make the playoff with a victory over A&M. I feel like a lot of the prognosticators, they don't feel like A&M is going to beat Texas. I think if they had to choose today who's going to win that game, I think most people would pick Texas to beat A&M. And I think the image that's stuck in everybody's head is what happened last year. Because this was supposed to be A&M last year. Yeah. Man, they barely even moved. They barely got a first down.
So the same people that are saying that we can beat A&M or going to beat A&M also voted us number one in the beginning of the season. So,
like
I take that with a grain of salt.
it's like the first half against South Carolina, and then your other arguments the second half versus South Carolina.
Now, MA, I want you to be right. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I know from that standpoint. I mean, of course.
But we can put a beer on it or a bottle of a bourbon, whatever you want.
We can definitely do that.
I think it'll be tight, and we shouldn't even be talking about A&M in Texas right now because that's next week and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, man. It wouldn't shock me one bit if we won that game and we won it by 10 points or more. A&M are gonna have to show me. They are. They're going to show 100,000 in DKR the day after Thanksgiving. They're going to show the nation that they're worth their number 3 ranking.
Well, I don't think they were, Stevie. They were looking ahead to playing FCS Sanford this week. That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly. I know you were looking 2 weeks ahead to Texas.
I think they were, man. I honestly think that they started putting a game plan in for Texas. Because South Carolina is just South Carolina to them.
Just a bunch of cocks.
A bunch of cocks. And Sanford was Sanford. They started game planning and implementing for Texas so they can cruise past them. And then they're like, wait a minute. We got a game before we get to Texas.
Hey, and, man, I love the quarterback. Marcel Reed, I think he's a very good quarterback. But, man, he almost played himself out the Heisman in that first half. He was making some very ill-advised throws. They weren't even close.
I think he actually did intercept himself out of the Heisman talk.
I think he threw himself back into it, throwing for 400 yards that second half. Nah, that was I still think he's in there. I still think he goes to New York. I mean, to be honest.
Okay. Got you.
I still think he played himself back into it within one game. I mean, have you ever seen that before? A guy play himself out of the Heisman and back into the Heisman all within a span of 30 minutes. I mean, I think he did that. But, man, I honestly believe, and the hottest player on defense in the country right now, or one of them, is Colin Simmons. He is going to present a problem for A&M and everybody that he goes up against. And I think Marcel Reed is going to be thinking about that. And I think with their inability to really sustain the run game, kind of like us, you're asking Marcel Reed to drop back now as much as he's going to. We're going to get to the backfield. That's going to be a hell of a game. I can't wait to watch it.
That's going to be, and Anthony Hill, we don't know yet.
Yeah, that's going to be
an injury. He may be out for some time. The A&M, we'll wrap it up with this. The Reuben Owens, that running back. The A&M didn't have many rushing yards, but Concepcion, that receiver, legit.
He's dangerous, dude. KC Concepcion, very dangerous. They're receiving core, man. They're nice. they're very nice. So, man, I think if A&M play a certain way, a certain style, they could pose some problems for some defenses, including us. They could.
I agree. And you know who else could – I think they might be in. I mean, OU has Missouri and LSU left. They went into Tuscaloosa. So since Texas and OU have entered the SEC, they're not enjoying this because Alabama has taken a defeat to both Texas and Oklahoma here in recent years. And OU has done really well against Oklahoma. They won last year and they won this year. And they won in a Sugar Bowl before that. Hey, I think OU's in the postseason or the CFP right now. And those Bowen brothers, my God. But I don't know. I don't know. OU, they got 2 losses as well as Texas in the SEC. But you've got to rank them ahead of Texas now because OU's figured it out since that game.
Man, without question, I don't even think it's close. And honestly, if I had to pick a defense that I want to go into the tournament with, I might be picking OU's defense.
They're so good.
They're within the first, I guess, couple of years they've been in the SEC, man, they resemble what we all have come to know as an SEC type of defense. Now, man, they're fast, they flow, they're aggressive. I mean, they got one of the best D lines in the country. Just the makeup of their entire team, man, they're gritty. Mateer is a dog. You can't, I mean, I know he hasn't had the best, outlook here when it comes to passing the last few games, but look at who they've beaten. They went on the road, beat Tennessee. They went to Alabama, beat those dudes. I mean, what other team in the country has played those two opponents at their home place and defeated them? I mean, give me a better resume of a team that's been on the road and won 2 games like that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like right now OU is a much better team than Texas collectively.
I think OU is probably like the 7th best team in the country right now.
Easily.
I mean, I think you got to rank them in front of Alabama. You got to.
That's right.
Smack them head to head.
Well, let's go to the power. Let's go to the Power 12 and see where they are. Of course, Tuesday night CFP is only one matter, so this is your consolation prize, the our Power 12, and then a quick debate. Yep, man, this is becoming a long episode, man. A lot to talk about here, but I don't think there's any argument on Texas is out, right? I mean, can you disagree with that?
I think that's safe to say right now.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh, yeah. Hey, real quick, this was animated, and I want to show y'all something. Stephen F. Austin won their conference championship. Well, clinched a share of it, and to the lower Division I FCS Division playoffs. This was their coach, Colby Cartho, afterwards with the ESPN reporter. Absolutely hilarious.
The best version of the 2025 Lumberjack Swing team. This was another team in the way, and we're ready for the next. You saw that right there. We got another one on Thursday. It feels great. It feels great. Yes, let's go for champions. Rob, that's you.
Love it.
Oh, man, I love that. Hey, 7th year, he's had to battle NIL. He's had to battle transfer portal every year. 4, 5, 6 guys leave that team to go up. And we got a collective now. I say we. There you go. Hey, real quick, MA, because we got a short second segment. We're going to rush through this. Texas high school football playoffs. One of your former employers did something. It was a battle of 2 teams that played in state championship games a year ago.
From 36 yards for the win. And Wiley Olson drills it. It is perfect. And the defending state champion plays on this year. Vandegrift knocks off Westlake.
How about that?
Very proud of those guys, man. Very proud of those guys. I mean, that's a big time win. Kind of needed that for the and the program has a state championship. Finally got that monkey off our back, but we haven't been able to beat Westlake the last couple of times we've played them, and that's a big win for a lot of reasons. So all you kids that are, you have Vandegrift down on your totem pole a little bit, and you're not getting any playing time at Westlake, come to Vandegrift. make my Suge Knight pitch.
Well, Westlake, they're having a little bit of a rebuilding year. They'll be back competing. There's no doubt.
I mean, we say that, Sean, but something's happening out there at Dripping Springs. They might have finally figured it out because they've been teetering. They've been teetering a little bit. They've been playing behind Westlake and Lake Travis and Vandegrift, and You know, and they beat those teams at various times, but and this year could be a little different for them. I mean, they still need to get over the hump and maybe get a state semifinal appearance and maybe a state championship appearance. But Drip is one of those programs, man, just outside the Austin area. You know, one horse town. I can see it developing. It's coming.
It's coming. Lake Travis is adding another high school, but Dripping Springs will soon add another high school. So I don't know what that's going to do to the.
That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt them if that happens. I hadn't heard that. If that happens, that's going to hurt them.
That'll hurt them.
Shout out to my Conley Cougars, though.
Oh yeah, Coach Burton
dominated our playoff game. You know, beat us.
You guys are going around too.
Going around too, man. Got the defending state champion Richmond Randall, I believe. So that's going to be a tough assignment. But we're going to be up for it. We're going to be up for it.
Where's the game?
It's gonna be in Bryan at Merrill Green Stadium. So Friday night, 7 p.m. So man, we're gonna be up for it, man. It's a great experience for our guys, young football team. So whatever happens on Friday, they'll be able to take a lot from it, and you know, hopefully move on to round 3. But if not, got a lot to take into the off season.
100%.
Next thing I want to show you. So new to the playoff scene with Anderson Trojans under Donald Hatcher made it to the postseason for the first time in 14 years last year. Almost beat LaPorte last year, but lost in the by-district. This past weekend, Anderson won their second playoff game in school history.
Wow.
And they beat Friendswood by a point at House Park. And Caleb Crenshaw eclipsed the AISD rushing record. And the video you're about to see is of one of their DB/receivers who is committed to play for Texas. Akina is high on him. They call him Miami. And then you see Caleb's run. It was very Ricky Williams-esque when he eclipsed the record against Texas A&M that year. Real quick, here you go. Man, that's real nice. Real nice, Clark. Hey, MA, it's been fun as usual. We love how you can hit a wide variety of topics. And you can criticize something, but give it love at the same time.
Hey, man, you kind of have to, man. I've seen out here in this media world we in, I see some guys getting soft out there and getting kind of speculated a little bit, talking about certain podcasts. I don't know if they was referring to yours or but I put a name on that, bro. We keep it real around here.
Yes, 100%. Hey, what did you hear?
Hey, I'm just like they just talking about people saying stuff about certain podcasts and not mentioning names. Nah, we keep it real around here, man. We don't duck smoke. So I don't know who that may not even been in reference to us. But I'm just putting that out there. We don't duck smoke.
No question.
No, hey, well, we own it. We own it.
If you're listening, whoever you are, we don't duck smoke.
We don't bring it. We bring the smoke.
We don't duck it.
Hey, brother, much love to the Adams family. That's didn't mean any humor by that.
Yes, sir.
Right here.
No doubt, man. No doubt.
Have a good week, my brother Stevie. We're gonna wrap up real quick. This may be the record longest episode, and I'm loving it. Much love to you, man.
Only to get longer as we dwindle down the season. I'm sure.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about, especially if they beat A&M.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna
appreciate you, brothers, man.
We appreciate you, brother. Much love.
We'll chat next week.
Double hook them. We'll see another side.
No smoke ducking.
No smoke ducking. Double hook them. Much love, MA. Let's give some love to Hargrove Roofing. Stevie, I see another side.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir.
Here at Hargrove Roofing, we try to think outside the box to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So I brought in my friend Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns. He's going to help the team strategize, really motivate them, light a fire.
This guy's going to block down. This guy's going to block down. You put your butt into the guard, and that way my Mike linebacker gets free to do what?
Not only are they going to learn a thing or two, but they're going to also leave with a great attitude and a bunch of smiles on their faces.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with roofing exactly?
Get out.
Right now.
I said get out.
For me, that's what it's all about. It's just having fun, making our employees have a great time. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Something good.
Well, the Texas high school football playoffs, that's good. All right, that's the end of the show.
Yeah. That is good. That is Texas football. Texas high school football is on fire right now. That is something really good. I was going to say something really good, really quick, man. It's the last week of work, and it's getting up to Thanksgiving, and give thanks that we are here. We're happy. We are able to get on a podcast and talk a lot of trash. And I'm thankful for my friends, man. So this pre-thankful week, next I'll be coming to you live from Shreveport, Louisiana, my mama's kitchen.
Hey, will you bring me a plate back?
I will. But we did vow as a family not to cook too much food on Thanksgiving, because we're going to wake up on Friday morning and drive straight back to Austin to go to the game.
Hey, I'll be grateful to see y'all there, man, and we'll have a hot toddy.
Yeah, no question.
Hot toddy. I'll tell you something good. Back to the high school football, man. It is. I'm an Anderson Trojan through and through, and to see something like that program's not used to, and these last 2 years, it's phenomenal to look up there and see people from our era just glowing with pride.
That's good.
And because we didn't even come close.
Yeah.
We'd get a couple of wins, maybe 3. JV, we won 5 games. Hell, we thought we won a state championship. But man, that's great. Texas high school football playoffs. There's 29 Austin area schools playing who have advanced to the area round, which is round 2. It's a beautiful thing. It's the purest form of football, and it's beautiful. And that's what's something good. And I'm truly thankful for that. Hey, for Hargrove Roofing in the beautiful city of Shreveport, Louisiana, positioned geographically in the northwest part of Louisiana there. It's the home of Stevie Lee and his beautiful family. Hello to Mama Lee. And I'll take some giblet gravy and her homemade stuffing and dressing and whatever else that she may have. And I'll give you guys at least some pie. I'll make a pie for you guys. And to Nacogdoches and all of East Texas and all of you watching, and to the Stephen F. Austin, the Southern Conference football champions, and the Anderson Trojans, by-district champions, and all 28 other by-district champions from the great city of Austin and the area around us in the hill country, and to the south and the east. And to all of you who watch this and making this great and putting up with us for perhaps our longest episode in Stories Inside the Man Cave history, in addition to the 3-hour live that Stevie and I put together for it back in August. Hey, we love you for it. And last but certainly not least, to the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Harge, Big Mike, and the Coach Mo. What do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. I'm in my car in the giddy up.
I said get out.